Here we go. Now it's stuck at half. What is going on, Facebook? It is me. I am back with Sutton, the co-founders of the Flavor Room, and we are here again to flap some gums, of course, as we do on a regular basis. So yeah, today we want to talk to you about communities, memberships, and other networking spaces. And if you're in them, but you've been thinking about the Flavor Room, that's what we're going to talk about today. So welcome, Sutton.
Thank you so much, Lace, for having me, and peace and blessings, party people. So, as my beautiful co-founder said, we're going to be getting to one of your burning questions. What if you're already in communities and networking and spaces and all the places, but you're thinking about the Flavor Room? Well, I'm going to kick it off. So, first things first is the Flavor Room is not a networking thingy. Okay. Yes, networking will naturally happen, but it's not like we are stuffing everybody in a Zoom room to give out business cards and do, high school style icebreakers. That's not what we're doing. We're all adults. You're a serious business owner, and you will be respected as such. So no, you're going to get so much more from the Flavor Room than just this concept of networking, which is really superficial. Usually when we hear networking, it's, as I said, everybody in a Zoom room and you just left to chance. If the stars align, then you guys go frolic off into, the business wasteland and have a coffee chat that goes nowhere. But everything we do inside the Flavor Room is intentional. So that's why we're saying we are not a networking thing, because we're so much more than that. We are a curated ecosystem.
Yes, we are. The next thing that comes up for us often is this a coaching thing? Is there coaching inside the Flavor Room? And the answer is no, this is not a coaching thing. And even when you come in, we are not selling you coaching on the back end. Okay, so it's nothing like that. And I know it's because I think that's what people are used to. They're used to coming into spaces and places where it's either networking or it's coaching or it's something that they've seen before in the sea of the online space. And this is nothing like you've ever seen before. So it's kind of hard, I think, for people to get their head around it, but this is not a coaching thing.
No, absolutely not. That was not our intent when we created the Flavor Room, to again, pull one over on you and sneak you in and then sell you our $15,000 program behind the scenes. No, what you see is what you get. And I just want to put emphasis on this because we just had one of our brilliant, amazing members that joined last week, who that was one of the reasons that she joined, because she said, what you said in your content, what I saw on the website, and what the conversation we're having now is exactly what you said. Everything was consistent. What you said in your content is actually what you're selling. And that's true.
The way it should be.
That's the way it should be, but
That is the
stranger
way it is not.
things, yeah, stranger things have happened and are happening. So next is quality. As Lay said, you cannot compare the Flavor Room to anything else that is out there because it's not the same. The quality of this is very high because the Flavor Room is invite only, meaning not everybody with a pulse and a credit card gets through the door. We have standards that are set in place and we stick by those standards, which helps us maintain and actually elevate the quality as we go along. So in these other spaces, again, anybody's allowed to come in, right? Some people don't have businesses at all. Some people are into shady things when they're allowed in these spaces. And some people come to those spaces who are just in it for themselves. They're not there with buy-in towards the space to see it grow, to see it cultivate, and to help others. They're just coming in, how can I get a client? And that is not the Flavor Room. So this is what we mean when we say that the Flavor Room is quality. It is a quality space where you are going to get quality results and quality benefits. And quite honestly, a quality transformation just by being a member of the Flavor Room.
Absolutely is. And that quality leads into trust because we all trust each other in here. We all know each other. We speak to each other. We are plugged in with each other all the time. Obviously, yes, we sleep and all that jazz, but we talk to each other on a regular basis. Me and Sutton know everybody that comes into the room, not necessarily like met them face to face, but we have talked to them. So we are all very, very, very close. And even as we grow, that continues to remain the same. So there is always trust there. And when you have trust, that leads to referrals. How are you going to be referred by complete strangers to complete strangers and then be getting paid? Because let's face it, these referrals, you want to be getting paid as well. As a little thank you, people that don't know you, they have no reason to turn around and even let you know that they got a client, never mind actually pay whatever it was that you may or may not have agreed to. So the quality is there, and that leads into the trust, and we have that.
That's a great point, Lace, about trust and referrals. Because for everyone listening, how many times have you been in a Facebook group and somebody's raising their hand like, oh, I want referrals and, let's connect and see how we can support each other. And how many times has that fallen flat? Or how many times have you seen posts where people are like, hey, I gave this person an audit for, their X, Y, and Z, or a template for their X, Y, and Z, asked for a review and they ghosted me. That's because there's no trust. So as Lay said, why would a random person have buy-in, there's that phrase again, have buy-in to even want to follow through with what they said? When you have a place, a space that is standardized with a foundation built on trust and integrity, such as the flavor room, well, not only is there buy-in, there is this psychological effect that people do not want to disappoint one another, because then that trust will be broken.
Yes.
See? So this is how we bridge that gap in the flavor room. So we don't have that problem of people getting ghosted. And guess what? If ghosting were to come up or people not following through with their word, we have things in place to mitigate that.
We do. Yes, we do. I think we kind of covered a bit about referrals. Happens naturally in them.
It happens naturally as everything else, as the networking, as the masterminding, right? As the connecting, as the collaborating. We don't need to come in and say, we are a referral space. Like if you have serious business owners who are brilliant, who are in it to actually grow their businesses, grow their influence and impact, and not just be hustling for the next sale, referrals are going to happen because serious business owners understand that we go farther together.
And that's exactly what is happening. Referrals are happening naturally. How many times have you been looking for someone to, I don't know, for example, sponsor your event? And the first place that our people come is straight into the room. Hey, I've got this going on. I'm looking for some sponsors. Anyone want to jump in? These people already know, we already know that whoever answers that call is trustworthy, that they are quality, that their stuff is quality. So they don't have to go interviewing or sniffing around or digging around or any of that. They just come into the room. This is what I've got going on, and those sponsor spots were taken up in what, like 15 minutes? Bam, filled. And we all turned up and did what we needed to do, and it turned into clients and money and all those good things. So referrals are happening.
Yeah, and something else I want to touch on was that, as you said, that was the first place they came to. They didn't need to go anywhere else. So this goes back to the reason for this entire live. What if you are in other spaces? Well, those other spaces are not giving you what the flavor room can offer you. And I can say that with 100% confidence because I've been in a lot of spaces over the years and I've seen what's out there and I've seen what's not out there.
Yes, now that leads us perfectly into what are you actually getting from these other spaces? I mean, what have you got, Sutton?
These other spaces,
Yeah.
less money in my bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the swivel effect of my neck, like what the heck am I doing here and what the heck am I getting? And something else is that just feeling like I didn't belong.
Yeah.
I have been in spaces who they pumped themselves up as being, oh yeah, rah, 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 empowerment and everybody, da, 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 da. And they tried to match me with people and I was ghosted.
Yep.
and seeing that same person who they tried to match me with happily, matching with someone else.
Mm.
Now I know why that was. We're not going to get into that on this live, but I'm sure all of you can guess why. And so after a while, that weighs on you.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you start to question yourself.
Yes. And then you get all these things coming up like maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not good at what I do. Maybe I need to dress a certain way or
Mhm.
not.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that's come up for me in these in places that are supposed to be empowering women and, liberating us and making us this and that. And yeah, I'm feeling like my clothes are not good enough. My face is not good enough. My hair is not good enough. And it's like the complete opposite of what these spaces claim to do. So yeah, let us know in the comments, what are you getting from these other places and spaces? We would love to know, because I've also had the lack of bank account pissing into the Facebook wind. Oh, you can put out your posts in my group of all these profiles of I don't even know who, and what I'm not even getting like a like. How is this going to turn into anything else if there's zero engagement apart from the owner and possibly their VA if they have one? There's not much else going on. So for me, they haven't been the greatest of places. And in fact, they've made me not want to go to other places because when I have, they've all been the same.
They've all been the same because most of them are copying the same model. Let's just put this out here. There's no there's no intention or thought into what people actually want.
Yes.
And we've been on some Flavor Fit calls recently, Lace, where these entrepreneurs have said, I don't really know what I'm paying for. I have been in this space for months and I'm still not clear on what I'm getting.
So let's tell you about what you actually get inside of the flavor room.
Wow, there's so much.
Very,
In the flavor room, first of all, and I think this is something that's really important, especially these days, is the mental health aspect.
yes.
Okay, there's so much going on in the online space with comparing yourself to others, not feeling like you're good enough, not that you make enough money, that you're not successful enough, that you're not this, that you're not that, your clothes and your hair and your post, everything, right? And that can weigh on you, as I said earlier, on your mental health, especially if you are trying to do this business thing alone,
Yes.
where you're like, you know what, I've had enough of these spaces. I've had enough of this and that. I'm going to go it alone. So that's a huge thing that the flavor room gives you is that support. And you're going to experience some differences there where you always have a place to plug into. It's not just about sharing your big money months. Share your no money months. Share your wins with your family. As I said the other day, just the fact that maybe you've showed up in your business for 30 days straight. We want to know.
Yep. No one else is taking care of this stuff. And the mental health piece is huge.
It's huge. And it's not even like we're saying, let's focus on mental health, but it's a natural byproduct, a natural occurrence of setting up a place that is intentional, that has standards, and that is about people, not about profit, about people. And this is what we're saying we're getting back to. Money is a byproduct of caring about people, not pretending to care, but actually caring. Everyone likes to use the phrase of pouring into something, right? But actually pouring into the space, building a community and an ecosystem simultaneously. So the mental health piece is huge. Then the opportunities. You just mentioned, the sponsorship for an event, filling
Yes.
events. Um, wow, what else? Referrals
Referrals are happening.
without you even trying. How many times is any of you listening? you're putting so much effort into even getting referrals, like you're booking coffee chats just to get referrals. You don't have to do that in the flavor room.
Good.
Again, these things just happen naturally.
Yep, the feedback.
The feedback, constructive feedback, not, oh, it's great, when it's not really great.
Yes.
Because people are actually caring about other people's growth.
Yes, like we will jump on calls with you for your market research. We will give you feedback on your, your selection of chosen logos that you're now picking from. Like, and you don't have to give us a $10 gift card for Starbucks in order for us to do that. Like, we will just do it naturally. We don't even need to get on a call. Everyone will just jump in and give you their opinions, and that's coming from a buyer's perspective. It's coming from brand strategist perspective. It's coming from so many different perspectives, and it's just beautiful because you really are getting good quality feedback.
Good quality feedback, and also opportunities for you to practice and refine your positioning, your messaging, your speaking, your trainings and everything. We give you the space to do that. How many spaces allow you to do that without them feeling intimidated, like you're going to take their people? We're saying, come, practice your thing, right? We even have a set framework for you to come in and run a monthly meeting so you can get that exposure, so you can get that practice. Everybody wants to do speaking gigs now and be on TEDx. Everybody wants to do in-person stuff. But how many spaces are allowing you the opportunity to refine that? I know one that is.
And oh my gosh, there's just so much, and there's so many things that are happening, just like you said, as byproducts. Like, it is just beautiful. People are making friends. They are making contacts, they are making connections, they are getting referrals and referrals to other people. We're getting back each other's experiences on things that we may have tried or done or what have you. We are all sharing resources and knowledge and education, and it's so rich.
Yeah, it's rich. I mean, we could just do a whole live just on the benefits, and the results of being in the flavor room.
And we've got more coming. Okay. We might not be spilling the beans on that just yet, but we've got more coming.
Oh, there's so
More.
much coming.
Oh, there's
And
so much coming.
that's what we do. And that's why we've said from day one, the intention behind this. The late hours and burning the burning of the midnight oil that Lace and I do to bring everything together. And we are constantly improving each and every day to
That's the
make the
truth.
space better.
I mean, we've been on this co-working call for 7 hours. That's just today. And this is kind of normal. And it feels good. It's easy. It's fun. And we live and breathe flavor room. And there's just so much more coming. The opportunities. We have our first chief global ambassador on board. A complete happy accident. But hey, when things are moving, they're moving. So yeah, I think, have you got anything to add before I say the line?
Nope, say the line.
So, my advice to you is cancel all your stuff and book a Flavor Fit call. Come and talk to us, and let's talk membership, how we can support you, what level of membership is likely to suit you, because we have tiers so we can meet you where you're at in your business and it's going to grow with you. But book that call because it's the best call you're ever going to book, and it's the best space and place you're ever going to be in. So yeah, cancel it all, book that call. We look forward to talking to you soon.